when the man bows down before a power that can account for him, a power to whom he is no mystery as he is to himself, a power that knows whence he came and whither he is going, who knows why he loves this and hates that, why and where he began to go wrong, who can set him right, longs indeed to set him right, making of him a creature to look up to himself without shadow of doubt, anxiety, or fear, confident as a child whom his father is leading by the hand to the heights of happy-making truth, knowing that where he is wrong, the Father is right, and will set him right. When the man feels his whole being in the embrace of self-responsible paternity, then the man is bursting into his flower. Then the truth of his being, the eternal fact at the root of his new name, his real nature, his idea, born in God at first and responsive to the truth, the being of God, his origin, begins to show itself. Then his nature is almost in harmony with itself. For obeying the will that is, the cause of his being, the cause of that which demands of itself to be true, and that will being righteousness and love and truth, he begins to stand on the apex of his being, to know himself divine. He begins to feel himself free. The truth, not as known to his intellect, but as revealed in his own sense of being true, known by his essential consciousness of his divine condition, without which his nature is neither his own nor God's. Trueness has made him free. Not any abstract truth, not all abstract truth, not truth in its very metaphysical self, held by purest insight into entity, can make any man free. But the truth done, the truth loved, the truth lived by the man, the truth of and not merely in the man himself, the honesty that makes the man himself a child of the honest God. When a man is, with his whole nature, loving and willing the truth, he is then a live truth. But this he has not originated in himself. He has seen it and striven for it, but not originated it. The one originating, living, visible truth, embracing all truths in all relations, is Jesus Christ. He is true. He is the live truth. His truth, chosen and willed by him, the ripeness of his being, the flower of his sonship, which is his nature, the crown of his one topmost perfect relation acknowledged and gloried in, is his absolute obedience to his Father. The obedient Jesus is Jesus the truth. He is true, and the root of all truth and development of truth in men. Their very being, however far from the true human, is the undeveloped Christ in them. And his likeness to Christ is the truth of a man, even as the perfect meaning of a flower is the truth of the flower. Every man, according to the divine idea of him, must come to the truth of that idea, and under every form of Christ is the Christ. The truth of every man, I say, is the perfected Christ in him. As Christ is the blossom of humanity, so the blossom of every man is the Christ perfected in him. The vital force of humanity working in him is Christ. He is his root, the generator and perfecter of his individuality. The stronger the pure will of the man to be true, the freer and more active his choice, the more definite his individuality, ever the more is the man and all that is his Christ. Without him, he could not have been. Being, he could not have become capable of truth. Capable of truth, he could never have loved it. Loving and desiring it, he could not have attained to it. Nothing but the heart presence, the humanist sympathy, and whatever deeper else may be betwixt the creating truth and the responding soul, could make a man go on hoping, until at last he forget himself and keep open house for God to come and go. He gives us the will wherewith to will, and the power to use it, and the help needed to supplement the power, whatever in any case the need may be. But we ourselves must will the truth, and for that the Lord is waiting, for the victory of God his Father in the heart of his child. And this alone can he see the travail of his soul, and this alone be satisfied. The work is his, but we must take our willing share. When the blossom breaks forth in us, the more it is ours, the more it is his. For the highest creation of the Father, and that preeminently through the Son, is the being that can, like the Father and the Son, of his own self, will what is right. The groaning and travailing, the blossom and the joy, are the Father's and the Son's and ours. The will, the power of willing, may be created, but the willing is begotten. Because God wills first, man wills also. When my being is consciously and willedly in the hands of him who called it to live and think and suffer and be glad, given back to him by a perfect obedience, I thenceforth breathe the breath, share the life of God himself. Then I am free in that I am true, which means one with the Father. And freedom knows itself to be freedom. When a man is true, if he were in hell, he could not be miserable. He is right with himself, because right with him whence he came. To be right with God is to be right with the universe, one with the power, the love, the will of the mighty Father, the cherisher of joy, the Lord of laughter, whose are all glories, all hopes, who loves everything and hates nothing but selfishness, which he will not have in his kingdom. Christ, then, is the Lord of life. His life is the light of men. The light mirrored in them changes them into the image of him, the truth. And thus the truth, who is the Son,
of chapter 4,
makes them
series
free.
3.